How's it going, Sha?
What? It's going okay. How are you doing?
I'm good, actually. I on top of the world
Okay.
right now. I'm real happy. I feel something I haven't felt in a long time as a New Yorker. Okay,
All right.
we got the Yankees in the playoffs, skipping the first round because of how good they were. Best record in the AL.
Really?
Real talk.
Okay.
Got a real chance this year to win it all.
Mhm.
And it's a feeling that I've missed because all of my teams are trash consistently right now.
Right.
I'm a Giants fan,
Mhm.
Brooklyn Nets fan,
Sure.
very controversial. I know most people are Knicks fans in New York, but I'm a Brooklyn dude first.
Mhm.
And I pretend to follow the Islanders when hockey's happening, but admittedly, I don't know much about hockey.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, we haven't like won a thing in quite some time.
Right.
So much so that like my kids don't know that I'm a sports fan. Like that's how bad it is. They're like, your teams always lose. Dad, you just seem sad. I don't see why you like it. And I was like, there was history before you were here.
Right, right.
They won sometimes, and
Mhm.
in some cases a lot. You haven't seen it, and like that's literally one of my few like regrets as a parent that like I haven't been able to instill that culture in them because of how bad these teams have been.
Okay.
Like I brought them to games, and like it's hard to get hyped when every time we go they lose.
Sure.
So they're like, I don't get it, Dad. Like, we come here, like we cheer, they suck, they lose, we go home. I could have just had a regular day,
Mhm.
and I get it, it's true. But they don't for them, there's no ups and downs, it's just been down.
Right, yes.
So I understand their perspective, so I'm
Right.
excited because this year they get to see dad happy. Hopefully we win. Maybe something happens.
Who do you think will win something? Like what?
I think the Yankees could legitimately win the World Series this year. I don't necessarily
Okay.
think they will, but I do think they have a real shot.
So the Yankees are your team.
Yes.
Okay. Not the Mets.
Not at all. No. I
Okay.
like their colors, I will say. I do
You
think Met colors are cool, but I
okay.
don't like the Mets.
You
I'm a
don't like
Yankee
the
fan.
Mets. You're a
Yeah.
Yankees person.
I
Okay.
think that's actually how you could tell like the age of most New Yorkers. Like the
Ha
people a little bit older than me are Mets fans because they grew up, they were kids during the like amazing Mets of like 86 with
Mhm.
Strawberry and Doc.
Right.
Whereas like I was 13 when like Don Mattingly was retiring and Jeter started and like all of those Yankees started winning.
Okay.
So for me, like high school is the Yankees winning literally every year.
Gotcha.
So that's etched in me as a New Yorker.
Mhm.
Uh, so yeah, like I think that's how you could tell like New York era ages and whatnot, like what
I
team they kind of
see.
rep.
Right. Okay. This makes sense. This does make sense. So, if the Yankees continue their winning streak throughout the playoffs
Yep, yep,
and you become uh, a Yankees fan in the way that your children haven't seen,
yep.
what like what does this mean like for your kids? Do you think that they will care?
I don't think they'll care as much as I do. Obviously,
Mhm.
I don't think they'll care overall, but um, I do think it'll be a bonding experience because there's things that happen that they haven't seen that I want to share with them. One of them being a parade. I
Oh,
want to take them to the Yankee parade. One of my like coolest memories, all of my favorite memories about baseball are with my family, and like especially because Dominicans is such a big deal sport.
oh, right.
So like it was one of the few things that trumped responsibility. Like I was on honor roll growing up. I had to have my homework done, all of that jazz. But like, oh yo, there's a Yankee doubleheader tomorrow. Yo, you could skip class. We're gonna go watch the game type shit.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
like the parade, I've told Gabby if the Yankees win, they're not going to school that day.
Okay.
So we
All
could
right.
go experience that as a family. I think that's cool. I think and my reasoning being is that there is like educational value to it. I think there's like there is something about being around historical moments versus just reading about them. And I
Mhm.
think that's one of the perks of being in New York. That like
Right.
when a historical thing happens, and I get it, this isn't like politically historic, but like it's a thing that you'll remember forever if you're a sports person and you're from
Right.
New York. So I think it's kind of cool that like, yo, instead of like, oh yeah, I remember when they won, you could have like literally been there for that moment, and it'll etch your core memory and maybe start the spark of them being bigger fans.
Mhm.
Um, I think there's something emotional about like seeing people uh that don't agree about so much, which is so much about New York, come
Right.
together over this team. The I will tell the most red Trump people that I rock with. I only rock
Mhm.
with them because they're Yankee fans.
Sure,
I
that
could
makes sense. Yankee
there's
fans are cops.
real
Yes.
talk,
Yeah.
heavy
Right.
Staten Island energy,
Right. Yes.
real talk, but I vibe with them because we agree about this one thing.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So like, I know them. I only know them from the bar. I don't ask any other questions outside of how your family, and that's it. Real talk. Back to the game, homie. I can't know more about your life because it's gonna ruin this for me.
Right, right.
But I think that's beautiful that like New Yorkers, we all come together over there. I've literally seen people like beef, and then at games like see that we got the same hat on, be like, yo, like let's do that tomorrow. But like
Okay.
today we good. You know,
Wow.
I think that's beautiful, and like sports do that, and my kids haven't had that. Also, they I don't think I've said this on the pod.
Hmm.
They both joined clubs this week.
What
And both of my kids
Mhm.
have joined clubs at their separate schools.
Mhm.
They separately had club day, and they separately decided to join their school's debate teams.
Oh.
And when I told them that that meant they might be up against each other, the excitement in my house went through the roof.
Buddy, I can't think of a more offspring of Gastor thing to do than join the debate team,
Yo, I got
and
hype,
that
Shal.
both of them did it is proof that
Yo.
that's more proof that they're your kids than a blood test, my man.
Real talk. No input from me.
Right.
Separately in their own place. They both came home. They're like, yeah, I went around. It was debate club. It was club day. Yeah, I joined the debate team. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, I heard them both tell me separately. They came in like a half hour apart,
Right.
and like I was smiling as soon as Michaela told me because she was the second one,
Mhm.
and like she's like, why are you so happy? I was like, I can't tell you yet. And then she goes to a room, and Gabby's like, what's going on? I was like, you know what this means, right? They're gonna be against each other. And she's like, oh my God. She's not about
Yeah,
that.
no, she didn't. Yeah, she's seeing the bigger picture of just like, "Oh, shit," is what she's saying. You're thrilled because now your kids can use the skills you have bestowed to them to tear
Yes.
each other apart,
I
and
love it.
she's like, "God damn it." Like, that's what these 2 idiots are gonna be and then the head idiot is gonna be cheering both of them on. Oh my god,
Oh man.
I'm gonna be out of town that day. That's what she's doing. She's scheduling a time to be away.
Yeah,
Oh
she
my
was not as
god.
thrilled at all.
No, she was not. All she saw was the bloodshed. But okay, yeah.
So
Man,
yeah, I brought them back in together. I told them, I was like, yo, that means y'all might go up against each other. So they got hyped. They're like, I was like, this is gonna be fire. You know what I mean? And like also like all the other people can't rock with y'all because y'all gonna have competing strategies that y'all can practice against each other as well as the school practice. Is gonna be crazy. Y'all gonna start a legacy over there. And I feel like sports can help ignite that because you can see what it's like to win at something if you
I
work
mean,
hard. So yeah, I'm hoping all of that
what
happens.
will you do if they don't like baseball?
I'm okay with that at this point. It hurt when I was younger, admittedly. Like when they were kids, I
Mhm.
really wanted them to get into baseball. I'm okay with them not being into baseball. I
Okay.
am not okay if they turned out to not be competitive, which I'm thankfully seeing signs that that's not the case.
Why is that?
I don't know. I mean, it kind of like ironically jarring with kind of what we talked about at the last pod, but like
Mhm.
I really associate that with um like the people I respect, I think, are find ways to push themselves to get better at something.
Mhm.
And with rare exception, growing up, I only saw that with that type of person. I didn't see until like adulthood that there's like, for example, like people like yourself that like you pursue your craft, and I wouldn't like get that from like your rah-rah energy because you don't do that. I just know that you bust your ass at getting better at jokes because I see you write jokes consistently that are different than the last time I saw you. Like
Yeah.
there's a way of getting better that I didn't know about. I only know getting better like this.
Oh, at
So
like to best someone.
yeah.
I mean,
So
I
like that was always my thing, like my concern, and not that the other ways don't matter or don't
Mhm.
work so much as I don't know how to coach it. So like if
Right.
my kid wants to get better at something, I've told Aiden, for example, that like, yo, like there's times I don't know where your brain's at because I don't know how you process things.
Mhm.
But this I get. So this I could work with you on these things. And it excites me as a parent that like I can add value now. This is how I function personally.
Right.
So if you're gonna do something that fits this realm, I can give you advice that actually is value as opposed to telling you like attack like lunch period like this. Like they, you know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Right, right.
Because
Wait,
I know I apply it wrong.
were
But
you I know I apply it wrong. Yeah, that's honestly, that's a tattoo for you. I know I apply it wrong. I have knowledge, I know I apply it wrong.
yeah, I'm trying.
Were you on debate were you in a debate club in
No,
high school?
I was on a few different clubs though. And debate came up weirdly often because essentially I was in Spanish club.
Okay,
I think I've mentioned this before. I got it actually unintentionally. But it came up because we had to like present arguments for the amount of time we would get as clubs during different events and
okay.
space. And I always won that.
Right,
So like
right.
international night was about every culture. My culture got the most time.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like it just was what it was. Like you send your best kid against my best kid to the dean, I'm out argue you.
Mhm.
And I didn't know that like I could just do that as a club on its own. I would have definitely done that. So yeah, that would
Okay.
have been a blast. But yeah, nah,
Alright.
I've always enjoyed like that aspect of social dynamics, like
Right.
going back. It's why I think barbershops are fun, like the LeBron Jordan thing. I don't care who wins. I just like that we can argue about something,
Right,
you know?
yes. Oh my god. Well, I mean, congrats to the to the 2 of them. Um, uh, blessings up for Gabby. Oh, man.
But yeah.
Bless her heart. I'll light a candle for her. And on the day of their big match, she can come over here and watch it burn if she wants to, just to get out of that house.
I'll let her know. I'll let her know.
Yeah.
For real talk.
Wow.
She's like, you going to those events yourself. I was like, I hear you. I'm with it.
Yeah, she already is like, I want nothing to do with it.
She's like, that's all you. I was like, hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
you
hyped about
you
this.
gotta have someone who is able to comfort whoever doesn't win,
Right.
you know?
Won't be me.
No, it won't be you. So
Mm-mm.
that's why she's gotta stay neutral. She's gotta stay neutral because
Real
you will
talk.
not. Yeah.
Mm-mm. Might not give you a car ride home that day.
I mean,
You know
see,
what I
this is the problem.
mean?
I mean, being competitive, but good lord. I mean, I am competitive. I don't wanna lose, so I just choose not to compete.
Okay.
That's how I do it, because if I've decided to become competitive with you, I don't wanna win. I literally want you to run away in tears. I wanna destroy your whole family. You know what I mean? Like,
That's beautiful.
it's not, I don't know if it's healthy. So I just
That's fair.
I try to do what I can, but again, like I said, I'm also, like, lazy. So sometimes it does take, like, seeing it will take seeing some whoever I decided I'm kind of competitive with.
Mhm.
I don't necessarily tell them, like,
Yeah, I'm
"You're
with you on
my
that.
person," or whatever. But I understand using that competitive nature to help push yourself forward in a way. I'm not loud about it or anything, but I am competitive, but I also do a lot of comparison, which can be an issue, because it's
Mm.
like now you're competing against everyone that you see because you're
Yeah,
comparing
that's wild.
yourself. So that is why I try to opt out of it, of just like, okay, don't try not to compare and try not to compete and just try to do your thing.
That's
Um,
beautiful.
yeah, so that is why. But yes, there have definitely been times where someone especially if it's something I truly care about. So if it's like in comedy for sure, there have been times where someone has said something where they were not aware of what like how I am on stage or if I even do it or something and they've said something that sounded very condescending to me because they did not realize who they were messing with and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Real talk. Yo, real talk, verbatim. I still because so I won't say their name because it doesn't matter here. But
Mhm.
a comic that was passed at a club made a joke about like women comics. And I remember saying, yo, my homegirl Shalewa would eat your lunch, my G. And, like, like, and he was like stunned that like I was like, I meant all of that. Like with my like she will body you, homie. And it got so like it was like just like I said it just tense enough that I was like, yeah, like, I'm standing on this. And like no one like there's moments where I forget that I'm big.
Right.
Like I was just saying it
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I was saying it to like you for real, like, yo, you being stupid right now. And also like we're joking. But
Right,
like
yes.
he was like, oh shit, like Gas was serious, serious. And I'm like, yeah, I am. She will take your lunch, homie. Like she'll body you on stage. But like you could talk back. Like you know what I mean? I'm not
Right,
gonna
yeah,
fight
we're
you
just
over it.
yeah,
We're
right,
homies.
right. Yeah.
It's
I'm
just
making a
as
point.
yeah, like we're
Yeah.
friends. I'm making a point. Also, she is a better comic than you. But yeah, like we could just talk about that. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. But nah, he got scared.
Real
See?
talk. Sugar
Yeah.
daddy, homie. Oh man, I'll tell you after too, homie.
Okay, yes.
Oh
Oh,
man, let's get
boy.
into the news.
Yeah.
Kicking us off today. We have LAPD raid goes from bad to farce after a gun allegedly was sucked onto an MRI machine. Okay, what is happening? Yo, LA, come on. An officer with the Los Angeles Police Department found out the hard way that you can't take metal near an MRI machine after their rifle flew out of their hands and became attached to the machine during a pot raid gone bad. The incident's details were described in a lawsuit filed by the owners of the LA Medical Imaging Center, who alleged that their business was wrongfully targeted by the LAPD during a raid in October of 2023. The owners of NoHo Diagnostic Center are suing the LAPD, the city of Los Angeles, and multiple police officers, alleging they violated the business's owners' constitutional rights and demanding an unspecified amount in damages. Officers allegedly raided the diagnostic center located in Van Nuys neighborhood of Los Angeles, thinking it was a front for an illegal cannabis cultivation facility, pointing to higher than usual energy use and the distinct odor of cannabis plants.
Oh
Uh,
my
off-
god. They literally bust in there on some, like, "I think I smell marijuana."
Yo,
What? Give me a break.
oh, they use more energy at the MRI machine place?
Yeah, yeah, you think you mean a
Yo,
giant magnet in a room?
yeah, idiots, yo. Real
Oh my
talk.
god.
Uh, the officers raided the facility on October 18th of 2023 and detained the lone female employee while they searched the business. However, they didn't find a single cannabis plant and only saw a typical medical facility with rooms used for conducting x-rays, ultrasounds, CT scans, and MRIs. At one point, an officer walked in an MRI room, passed a sign warning that metal was prohibited inside with his rifle dangling in his right hand with an unsecured strap. Jesus Christ, this dude did all the wrongs. The MRI machines, yo, how you mess up like 4 times
I
at once, B?
know.
The, the MRI's machine magnetic force then allegedly sucked his rifle across the room, pinning it against the machine. MRI machines are tube-shaped scanners that use incredibly strong magnetic fields to create images of the brain, bones, joints, and other internal organs.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
An officer then allegedly pulled a sealed emergency release button that shut the MRI machine down, deactivating it, evaporating thousands of liters of helium gas and damaging the machine in the process. The officer then grabbed his rifle and left the room, leaving behind the magazine filled with bullets. on the office floor. Yo,
What kind of Looney Tune shit is
what is
this?
real? So I want y'all to know at home because you can't see this one part of it, even if you watch the video. When I'm reading these articles, I'm looking for a point where like, okay, I could stop because you got the gist.
Right.
Every time I wanted to stop, I saw a new
Another
stupid
part.
thing on the next
Oh.
paragraph. Like,
I gotta say that part.
yeah, I gotta say that. I gotta say that. Like, that's wild.
Oh my god, that's so first off, the way that a lot of policemen walk around thinking that everyone should kowtow to them, including the laws of physics, I guess. Um, they just move through no matter what the signage is, they're just like, I'm a cop. I don't have
Mm,
to worry about a magnetic force. I'm on
yo.
the police force. That's numb nuts.
Yo,
So
that's real.
we went in there and then the gun fucking Daffy ducked itself to the I swear if the following noises weren't made, yoinks or like these are noises that need to be made during this kind of a whole like weird classical music as the feet go spinning. Boom. The cartoon noise should have been made during this.
Yo, when the writer of this article was putting this together, like the editor had to be like, "This really happened?" You know what I mean? Like, I'm not publishing this. I got to see like 4 checks of this. This is crazy.
I think that while they were writing this piece, they were playing Scott Joplin's The Entertainer in the background, and it's just like ba da 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 ba da ba da ba da 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 da. Like, there's no way. It's so ridiculous.
Yo, and like what's crazy is like they have to file a report.
Yeah.
Like the police department, like they had to write this down. Like
Yep.
someone had to go back to the depot, and this is the best version they could come up with.
Yeah.
They were like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, we gotta leave that part out. Just leave the part where the
No,
gun
you
like
got
flew out
yeah.
my hand."
There's no way that you can spin this so it's that someone else's fault. It's your
Real talk.
dumbass who walked in there. I wish I could have seen. I really do kind of wish I could have seen that gun just zoop right
Real
out of his
talk.
hand to the thing, and
Yo, if
then
y'all
him
got
like,
that security
"Whoa."
cam footage,
Yeah, yeah,
yo,
release the tapes,
yo.
because I bet that's funny as fuck. Like, just thinking about it is so funny.
That's just wild. If you put that in the movie, people be like, "Yeah, that's kind of cheesy. There's no way
Yeah, it's
that would
kinda
happen."
cheesy, that's a little on the nose.
Yeah,
Like, this is an actual, like, Looney Tunes no, this actually happened.
real talk.
Man,
Homie lived it.
oh my gosh. I mean, look, who's to say I wouldn't walk into an MRI room and forget that my necklace is on and it gets sucked up to the thing? They probably do that all the time, but a gun? My man.
Yo, real
That you
talk.
just didn't even have, like, strapped in? You were looking for weed. Why is your gun at the ready?
Real talk. These dangerous weed dealers
Yeah,
in
what are you
MRI facilities.
I know, because they used you also, the whole thing of, like, they used more energy than any place else, so it must be they're growing weed, not because they have fucking MRI machines and X-ray machines and all this other stuff. Do you even
Yeah,
know how much energy a microwave takes in? Unplug your microwave and see if your power bill goes down.
real talk. Dude, they
Ugh,
doing CT scans,
yeah,
ultrasounds.
they're
Yo,
doing all the stuff with all the machines.
yeah.
Come on.
And yo, they had one person working in there.
Right.
Why is your gun unstrapped after that?
Yeah.
You walk in, you see one lady. I think you could be like, okay, we can put these away for now.
Right, yeah. Ugh.
Complete. Come on, LA.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
and if that happened after they did the search and they didn't find anything, yeah, snap it back up. You don't need to
Yeah.
fucking but then maybe it would have sucked the gun with him attached,
Mm.
and he still would have, like but he would have been stuck to the top of the see, and that would have been better footage.
Yeah, that'd have been great. I
Yeah, so
watched
you
that.
really should have kept that snapped up. That would have been much funnier. Oh, man. We gotta write everything for you?
Come on,
Ugh.
man. You gotta do some part of this job, B.
Yeah, come on.
Can't give you all the hits, okay?
Oh boy. Uh, that's
Uh,
so funny.
in other news, Lauryn Hill being sued by Pras for alleged fraud and breach of contract. That's right. Lauryn Hill's gun, it was snatched by a magnet.
Ah,
Uh,
man, of course. I mean, what else is like I don't
oh man.
know. This isn't surprising, but this also is like I don't everybody if you are a young person and you are listening to us, everyone you love now will hate each other at some point. And what happens is you go through a couple of years of, "Oh, no, not those 2 beefing." And now you're just like, "Yeah, I guess so." So, Pras suing Lauryn Hill
hmm
is whatever, but you know what? Pharrell and Chad Hugo don't even speak anymore. So,
That's it.
I'm already dead to like,
hmm
I'm dead inside already. So, it's like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead, sue each other. Who cares?" You know what I
Real
mean?
talk.
Like, nothing is promised. All close relationships could end.
Yeah, if they cool, it's because someone died. It's really the
Yes,
only time.
exactly.
Real talk.
The only thing that'll make this go away is, Wyclef getting badly hurt.
Real talk. I wonder how far away from the Fugees, like would they come back together if John Forte died or something?
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? Like, what if it's just like Fuji fan? You know what I mean?
Oh
And
my
I
god.
don't wish evil on John. I like John.
Oh,
Just
man, the
saying, like,
Ballad of John Forte. Yo, read up on that one, y'all. Read up on that one. I'm giving y'all homework. Oh my god. Yeah, nah, I don't know if John Forte is gonna be enough. If he couldn't save himself, I don't think he can save the Fugees. No, he had Kennedy's coming to his defense, and he still couldn't pull it out.
real
So I
talk.
don't.
Yo, when I saw Kennedy's, I was like, yo, this is real. Real
Yeah,
talk. My man got reach, and they still putting you away.
yeah. Like
Mm-mm.
so, I don't know. That's some. It may have to just be the core 3 to help.
The this was first reported on it was first filed on Tuesday of October 1st. Lauryn Hill has been sued by Fuji's bandmate Pras Michael for alleged fraud and breach of contract. The charges include fraud in the inducement, breach of fiduciary duty, breach of contract, accounting, and refusing to permit an audit of the Fuji's tour. Hill, in a statement, called the suit baseless and said that it was full of false claims and unwarranted attacks.
I
I,
mean, I
I'd
look,
expect nothing less from her, though.
Miss Hill, Miss Hill. Let's come on. Let's be real. Let's be real. Now, Praz, he's grasping at whatever he's grasping at because I believe he's if he's not locked up, he's about to be right.
Yeah, yeah. I don't even know his situation. I thought he was gone.
Yeah, I did too. I thought they were showing up at places because this was like the last stand of Praz, right? So there's that. But Miss Hill, now you've been sued before,
Yeah,
and I'm not saying that they're the exact same charges, but it similar.
real talk, yo. Like
Eh,
lawsuits shouldn't be like copy pasted.
yeah,
You know what I
like
mean? Like you got various people just saying, "Oh, yeah, run that back." Same shit. Same
yeah.
shit.
So like, let's. I'm. I want everyone to get along, and I understand that, especially Lauryn Hill has been through some shit, and you know that she is still with us in some capacity is great. But
Mm,
Miss Hill, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck.
yo,
Come on now.
come
Like,
on.
there's a little, I don't know about false claims and unwarranted attacks. Like,
Yeah, nah.
you seem like you're a little bit of a pill. A little bit. Just a little bit. You
There's a
seem
few
like,
people that would co-sign prize, and that's wild.
yeah, yeah. Like, I doubt this is out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Like, he also knows where a few bodies are buried. So I doubt this is out of nowhere.
yeah.
So,
Just go back to rapping with Nas. That's all I want. Do that.
Look, I
Put a verse
honestly,
out.
I just want all of us to rest. Maybe we should rest. I don't know how this is looking for all of us. I don't know. We had all of that, you know what I mean? We had all of that goodwill from turning 50, the the hip hop turning 50,
Yeah.
and people being in spaces and reconnecting, and we got a lot of stuff out of that. So it's
Yeah, you're
sad to
right.
see that this is happening. But I mean, I don't think this is like a major reckoning. I think this is like, yeah, this is probably par for the course with them.
Yeah. I felt like, yo, like if you go on tour with Lauren, you have to like assume you're gonna have to budget for suing her. Like that's just
Yeah.
the thing. Like like, yeah, I'm not gonna get paid. I'm gonna have to
Right.
sue her. Like you
Yes.
just gotta know that
Yeah,
going
you
in.
got to know that going in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Pras is late to that table, but I mean, yes, there are plenty of people like, I mean, I'm gonna go. I already got the paperwork ready for when the tour ends, but
Real
it'll
talk.
be a good experience, and then I'll
Yeah,
just
I'ma
serve her with
learn.
papers after the last show.
Real talk. You know what I mean? I'm gonna learn a lot artistically. You know what I
Yes,
mean? That's kind of
right,
the L you taking.
yeah, right. But then I gotta sue her because I won't have any money. So,
Oh man. Finally, migraine sufferers are using vibrators on their heads to relieve pain.
okay,
Okay, so no pounding headaches can be agony, but there's an X-rated DIY cure that's tucked away in your nightstand drawer. That's
all
right.
right,
About
calm down. An X-rated, like it's all right. It's not X-rated. It's just a vibrating piece of whatevs. Here, you keep reading. You keep reading. Because I got opinions and thoughts. So you keep reading. Let me see what they're talking about first.
about 82% of American women own a vibrator. Oh, that's what's up. I know the numbers was that high. That's wild. Real talk. Yo,
Yeah.
shouts to
Yeah.
y'all. That's beautiful. Amen. Yo, people gotta take care of themselves. That's beautiful.
Mhm.
Real talk. 82% of American women own a vibrator, which are now being used in an unorthodox way by many migraine sufferers. While orgasms might be able to satisfy a headache, people are applying sex toys directly on their noggins in order to ease the pressure and pain from migraines. Got to get by any way I can, said one desperate user on Reddit. Cleaned, obviously. I would hope so. Uh, if this is the secret for me, I'm gonna be so pissed because it was in my nightstand the whole time, said another person in the post. One Wired contributor reported that her friend Jack suffers from the most terrible migraines, but has used this unusual solution of apply while bizarre, the DIY method isn't so far fetched. Past research suggests that vibration can be suitable therapy for migraines, which affect 1 billion people globally.
Okay. So here's what I have to say about this. My mother had a massager
Okay.
that she used on her back and her shoulders and neck,
Okay.
and that was in the living room. So she'd sit on the couch and she'd use that on her neck and her shoulders and her back, and it was she said it was a massager.
Okay.
The shape of it, I realized many years later, was the Hitachi magic wand. That was the shape of this massager.
Okay.
Um, I don't remember it somehow finding its way into the bedroom, her bedroom,
Okay.
unless she took that in there and then cleaned it and brought it back out to use it while watching television. It always was just like in a side table
That's
kind of
beautiful.
thing. So I was like, "Oh yeah, no, that's a massager." Um, because I also was, fairly young, and like the knowledge of what a vibrator wasn't as widespread when I was,
Right.
like, a kid.
Right.
Um, and so I remember being a kid and taking that thing out, and, again, she's always putting it on her neck or whatever, and I put it on my forehead, and I was just like, "Oh, okay, that's good because my head hurts," and I put this thing on my forehead, and then my forehead swole up, like, twice the size.
Oh no.
Because it's not used to having, a vibrating thing up against it.
Right.
So, all the blood went up there like, "What is happening?" And it got really big, and I was like, "Ah!" So, I never did that again,
Okay.
naturally. But it did help, like, the headache that I had at the time.
Huh.
And I was just like, "Ah, your massager did this." My mom's like, "Well, don't put it directly on your forehead. Put it on." I would never do that. Put it on your neck or something, you
Right,
know,
right,
because that's how she used it. So when I then learned of vibrators and the way that
right.
they look, and I saw everyone's just like, "Oh yeah, no, the big one is the Hitachi Magic Wand," and I looked at it and I was like, "But that's a massager for your neck."
Mm-mm.
Well, I was like, "Well, how do they use that? That's so big. Why don't but it's for, like, your back and your and I honestly think I was probably working at the porn store at the time. W
Yeah.
That's certainly where I mean, by then I knew what one was, but when I was, approaching a wall of them to figure out what's what, and I'm just like, "But that one isn't for the blah, 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 blah." And yeah, no, it was. It could be.
Okay. Yeah, it
Um,
could be. Why not?
yeah, when I see this, I'm like, "Yeah, no, of course it would help migraines. It helps, like, sore muscles and blah, blah, blah." So and I'm also to me, the Hitachi magic wand is only for that. Like, I can't even see it as, like, a sex toy, even though I know that's what a lot of people use it as, because anything in that shape to me is to help tension shoulders. So I'm like, I don't even know where y'all are putting that thing when that should be for your back and your shoulders.
Yeah, that's just
So,
brolic.
yeah, so if someone were to be like, "Here, use this," I'm like, "No, I don't. That's for my back. How am I gonna put that
Yeah.
anyplace else?"
You hand me in a Hitachi magic wand, I'm assuming, like, we're in a relay race at this point. Like, okay,
Yeah,
where
I'm
where am
like,
I going?
I just I still it's I don't know if it's a blind spot for me or whatever, especially because vibrators now look so organic. Now they just look like
Yeah.
artful blobs, in
Yeah,
the
real
shape of
talk.
a claw, but it's like a royal blue and it's soft. It's hard but soft. Like they've done so much with them.
Real
But when
talk,
I
yo.
see that thing, I literally am like, "Oh, that's for back repair." Like so if someone thinks they're talking sexy to me and they'd say the magic wand, I'm just like, "What's wrong? You got tension in your shoulders?" Like it's not I've stopped talking sexy and I'm like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, real
Like
talk. Concern is here now.
yes, it's not so when I see this, I'm like, "Sure." And I will say this, when I had cramps, I would turn on my vibrator and place it on top of my stomach, my
Okay,
midsection, where the cramps were, and the vibration
would help.
helped the cramp, and there's nothing sexy about that at all.
Real talk. Yo, somebody wants to send me one. Send me. I got
I
headaches all the time.
mean, yeah, just something that shakes. Yeah,
That
go
shit's
on and
dope.
put that magic wand, but I do like the idea of you having a magic wand
I'm with
for
it.
when you have, like, a pain and you're just holding it up and your wife going, "What the fuck?"
With full confidence. I promise you I'll do it.
Yeah.
Real
You're like,
talk.
"No, no, this one's my own, hun. I
Yeah,
put my name on it. This
real
one's
talk.
mine."
It got the duct tape. That's me.
It's got the duct tape. Oh my god.
Real talk. Oh, I don't have much experience with with vibrators. I do remember that, like, anytime I've seen someone buying one, they've actually been surprisingly small. Like, they're like chapstick size, most of the ones that I've
Okay.
seen girls opt for. They're like, yeah,
Sure.
like, I want one I could, like, sneak into, like, in my purse.
Right. Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
sure, you wanna have one on your keychain.
Yeah, like a
Um,
travel one, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
like a little bullet,
Yeah, that's what I've
Yes.
seen, like, girls that, like, during, like, the our couples dates when they, like, click off to the girls' crew,
Right.
they'll, like, giggle, and then, like, that'll
And
be
then
what
come
the
back
thing,
with
okay, that's
those,
what y'all
yes.
talking about.
Yeah. No,
Um,
that's a popular shape. There's a egg one,
okay,
one that's like the shape of an egg that vibrates and, but still relatively small, and then you get into the ones that are, maybe a little bit longer, still kind of a bullet shape, but maybe like 5 or 6 inches long, you
okay,
know? Um, then you get, the ones that are shaped like actual
like penises,
penises.
yeah,
And then when you get to that, you get to, like, the rabbit, the old school rabbit where it's shaped like a penis, and it undulates as well as vibrates, and then there's a little rabbit thing to hit at the clit. Like,
that's wild.
yeah, child, what they are doing with these things. And now, like I said, now they're all like these weird organic shapes where it doesn't look phallic at all, which I understand because if you
Okay,
actually don't want you just want the vibration, you don't want anything to remind you
Oh,
of a
dude.
penis,
Yeah.
great. Get one of these that look like a claw that come in purple or whatever.
Look
And
at that.
like they've got the shapes are so they almost look like art, you
I
know?
like that.
Um
Huh. If you
yeah.
would like
Oh boy.
new War Report organic penis replacement
Don't
dildo things.
don't ask me to give a review cuz I will. Send You got to send me the stuff, but don't send me a Hitachi magic wand cuz I'm going to use that on my calf muscles. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to get these muscles in shape.
All you gotta do is like subscribe to the show, baby. If you an Apple Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings. 4 stars. You didn't realize that it also massages your feet. Okay.
Right? Come
Real
on.
talk. Come on, man. Put it
Anything
between
that
your toes.
shakes. I mean, women are sitting on top of washing machines.
Yeah.
So don't get it twisted.
Multi-use, baby. That's what
Yeah.
we're here for.
Women have found different ways. Anyone who has to deal with a clit as opposed to a penis, they found many different ways to get that job done.
Good for them. Real talk. I like this. 82% of y'all keep owning shit. Spread the word.
Yeah, I like those numbers. I like
Real
those
talk.
numbers.
I
Yeah.
gotta say, I would assumed A, that was lower. B, now knowing that number, I'm curious if it's higher than men that own sex toys.
Um, ooh, perhaps probably because I feel like men wouldn't cop to it as much.
Mm,
Maybe. And also male sex toys, I don't see them being sold at drugstores like I now see like I now see massagers. Like,
right,
I've seen them at, like, CVS or Walgreens or something. Like, they're I don't know what happened there, and, of course, they tend to be, like, the bullet ones, not ones that are shaped like penises, but just, like and they're
right,
just called personal massagers and that kinda thing, but I'm like, "That's not magic wand size, so what am I putting that little thing on?" But,
right.
they're the packaging is whatever, but we all understand what it is, but it's not so much of, like, you have to go into a sex store to buy it. And part of that might be because women feel uncomfortable going into sex stores.
Yeah,
So there are a lot of sex stores that now cater to women or to femmes, or where it's not just like just dudes. Um,
yeah,
and they've got staffing where that is a thing. The porn store where I worked, we had a good number of women who worked there. Now our clientele was mostly male, but when women came in, there usually was a woman behind the counter so that they
right.
wouldn't feel odd, you know?
That's dope. Real
Yeah,
talk. I
but
love
yeah,
to
so
hear that.
I think the broadening of the availability growing and the broadening of like where you can find them might might add up to and then just like the expect like people's minds are just like, yeah, no, I use a toy. Whereas guys like the toys that I think guys have to use aren't as cute,
Right,
although there are some that are very cute. I've seen they have egg situations themselves where they're like tiny little fleshlights. You know what I mean? And you can, but they're in cute little. Anywho, but they're not so cute that I'm going to find it at CVS. I'll tell you that.
real talk. I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm so out of this world. All my shit is vanilla. Real talk. I'm doing the basics right here. Real talk. It's still like 85, like 1985 in my house. Okay. Real straightforward
Real
shit.
basic.
Real
Yeah. No,
talk.
that's good. That's good. That's good for you.
Thank you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Plain pizza is still good, baby. Okay.
It's still pizza.
It's
It's
still
still
pizza, baby.
pizza. Oh boy.
If you have any articles you want us to cover, please DM us directly on Twitter or Instagram at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. With all that said, uh, the soon to be organic sex toy kingpin, Gastor Almonte, with the head of design, Shalewa Sharpe.
Want me designing it? I'm- oh man, I don't know if I'd come up with good designs. Definitely more blobs. I'd lean more towards art than towards function. Or like,
Real
I don't
talk.
know where I'm supposed to put this. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but it's cool, right? It looks cool.
Like, you heard about that sex toy company, the creative director? She's doing visionary shit.
Yeah,
real
very, very strange stuff.
Oh man, it's been admittedly congratulatory to the women listeners episode of the War Report. All 82% of them. All right. Catch y'all next time. Peace.